us really had we knew each other before this moment, but this was the moment that turned us into friends. Me and my cousin Eric and Troy Avenue between Church and Linden Boulevard, Church Avenue and Linden Boulevard in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. My cousin. We all was raised in my cousin's crib. My cousins Anab, Tashi, Mike Burrows, and Michelle. And that house, that was like the house that the whole block loved to come to, right? Because my Aunt Zonia and my Uncle Tony got 5 kids. They all was in similar age group. And it was just a turn up in their crib all the time because there was so many kids in that house. And Mike, God bless his soul, he was a DJ. And, you know, Eric was just the street kids, and Nab and Tash, you know, all of them was just the cute girls in the family and on the block and in the neighborhood. So me and Eric, we got birthdays 2 days apart. He's May 18th, I'm May 20th. So my aunt used to have birthday parties for us at the same time where we would share the birthday celebration, 2 cakes and the whole shit.
Yeah, me and Uncle Dan, my birthday's the 19th, his the 20th. We were so poor, we had 1 cake for both of us.
That's real shit. Nah, that's real shit. That's the way we came up. So again, that same being on a budget, it wasn't no 2 separate birthday parties. We had to do them shits together. Let's knock this shit out one time. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Real shit. So we used to have these fake marriages with the cutest girl that we might have had a crush on in the neighborhood that was in our age group in our aunt's crib, right? So Janice, which is also a blood relative to the family, I had a crush on her, but obviously nothing ain't happening. We family. I'm 7 years old at the time. Spliff had a crush on her. Spliff is 8 years old. It's my birthday, so I get to marry her. I have the fake marriage ceremony, everything lit. The marriage is over. Spliff was upstairs the whole time, but right before the marriage happened, Spliff disappeared. He went outside. Spliff playing outside with the kids that's in front of the crib or whatever. Like he ain't stayed to see the marriage. After the marriage done, I cut the cake, we take a couple birthday pictures. I want to go downstairs and play with Spliff and them. I come downstairs to play with Spliff and them. As soon as I get in the circle where they was playing at, the nigga Spliff slapped the shit out of me. Pow! Nigga, you married my girlfriend, nigga. And we start fighting. This is the very first fight I ever had in my life. All the family members come downstairs. They see me and Spliff carrying on. They break up the fight. They make us make up right there. Like we had to become friends and squash the shit right there. As soon as we squashed that shit, we became friends right there. I mean, we were friends before that, but we became like different type of friends because it was like we had a fight. You my brother. I'm sorry. We hugged. We got to playing. And something about that moment when we left from that shit, it was like we was happy to see each other the next time we seen each other, just to make sure it wasn't no more beef resident.
Bus, let me ask you a question, Bus. You ripped down many of your stages.
Right.
What's the one time you looked at Spliff in his eyes and you told him, it's go time? I know everybody, but what's the one time, one show that you looked at him and you was like, yo, we're dying on this fucking stage. We better buy this shit more than anybody. What was the one show?
It's 2 of those. Well, one of them wasn't a show. One of them was just when Leaders of the New School was over, and I needed to figure out how I was gonna move because obviously I told you from the beginning I never aspired to do the solo thing. I always wanted to be a part of a dope support system. Spliff was always like the main attraction of the block. When block parties came and all type of shit like that, Spliff was the motherfucker in the middle of the circle that garnished the most attention because he's a showman. You feel what I'm saying? One day Spliff was on a moped riding down the block. One of them sprees. You remember them sprees and shit? Split swerving back and forth in the street. Motherfucker hit the back of a double parked car. A nigga flipped up in the sky, fell. Nigga split his shin bone straight down the middle. Not across, straight down the middle. And nigga refused to shed a tear in front of everybody. Bone sticking out the fucking skin, the whole shit. Ambulance came, picked up Spliff, put Spliff in the ambulance. The door closed. As soon as the ambulance started turning the corner, that's when you heard Spliff bawling like a newborn baby, my nigga. Spliff goes to the hospital, comes back. Spliff got the wild pigeon toe walk. I leave, doing my thing in Long Island, shit work for a little bit. When it breaks up, Spliff, I used to still come back and visit. Spliff used to be on crutches with the cast on his leg. But like if there was a block party or something happening, that nigga Spliff would go right in the middle of the block party. And you know that shit you be seeing Fabio Foreign and all of them doing with the one leg shit? Spliff was doing that on the crutches way back then. But see, that comes from culture. Yeah, but he'd be on the crutches and he'll just be bouncing his fucking little one leg shit like, you know what I'm saying? With the crutches. Yeah. With the cast and the crutches. And, you know, Spliff, he just would make motherfuckers bust legal shots for him, and they putting their hands in the air and they saluting him because he just didn't give a fuck. Like, the show must go on. Niggas ain't on the front of the lunch line with looking fly like that behind the wall, especially back then, unless you put work in. So that's Spliff. You feel me? So Spliff was always a super asset and a super showman and a super charismatic motherfucker. And he not playing when it coming to defending the people that he loved. That's a fact. And let me ask you something, Bus. Wait. I didn't answer this question yet. So when I broke up with Leaders and came back for Spliff and Scratcher Tour, I told him it was go time for real. Spliff, he wasn't playing. It was almost like he was waiting to hear that because he was tired of doing what he was doing. The show that me and Spliff knew we had to destroy niggas every single night, and it was a serious go time. Not that we didn't value the seriousness of every show when we got on stage every time prior to this moment, but that No Way Out tour with Diddy and them in 97. Jay-Z, Foxy Brown, Dipset was on there as an opening act, and Puffin, Mason, the whole bad boy at the end. That tour, I think Usher was on that tour too. Usher had dates on that run too. This was 97. No Way Out tour. When we got to that, and it was arenas every night, and we had a fucking time slot that was right before Diddy. So it was almost like we was the co-headliner without being called the co-headliners. Because this is when Put Your Hands was white, sizzling hot, right? And Diddy let us come out there and have so much stage space that we was able to bring out the craziest stage production. Like I built Castle Grayskull from the He-Man cartoon on the stage and used to come out the mouth of Castle Grayskull. We had boxes on the fucking stage that I would appear and disappear in. Like magic trick shit was happening on the set. And we knew once we got past that intro, we had to perform to the point where it felt like we was going to have minor health crises going on. Because we knew we wanted it so bad that we was ready to perform to the point where blood was going to come through the skin, bro. And that's just... Yo, Bus, I've done quite a few shows with you, and I ain't gonna lie, Bus. I always say, yo, I gotta bring my A game because Bus is coming up. Yeah, like I'm like, yo, I gotta die on this fucking stage because you know they coming on and they're about to kill this shit legend. Like, you either step your game up or you're nothing. You can't, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, Bus is on there. It's like, and so that was the tour.
that y'all were like trying to die on stage.
We tried to die on that motherfucker every night. That's a fact. Every single night, crack. Like, we was getting on stage right before Puff, so there was not one empty seat. I've been on tours in Madison Square Garden, 91. I went on the PE tour. It was me. It was Oaktown 357. It was Scarface. It was Naughty by Nature, Queen Latifah, Ice-T, MC fucking Light, Kid and Play. Like, Tribe Called Quest, Son of Berserker, and the Hellraisers, Leaders of the New School. All on one bill. But we was the niggas that was getting on before people even paid for their ticket. So we was performing for a completely empty venue. And we would perform so hard because we knew that once we was loud enough for niggas on that line to hear us that was at the concession stands or that was getting their tickets punched, they was going to start running inside to see what was going on. So we was the niggas that was trying to get people to their seat. I remember that feeling. I didn't want to go back to that. So now that I'm on at a time slot where I'm getting on right before the headliner and I'm looking like one of the biggest things right before the headliner, I'm coming for blood. I don't want no prisoners. Everybody got to die. That was the mentality. Because I don't ever want to go back to canned food. I'm eating steak now.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to eat canned food, it's going to be at my choice. Because there's nothing wrong with having a $2 million, $3 million, $4 million crib and you still got your motherfucking peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and eating the motherfucking expensive Sub-Zero fridge with the fucking wheat bread and you still going in there making your shit like you ain't forget Section 8. You know, we still them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, they got Publix sandwich here. I go get me the bologna with the yellow mustard on the arrow. They be like, oh, you ghetto for real. You ghetto for real. I'm like, yo, bro, this that real shit right here. I come up on this shit. Every now and then I got to reward myself with a bologna.
Real shit.
With mustard sandwich so I can know the difference.
That's a fact, bro. It don't matter that we on our fitness and wellness. We still get cheat days. You get to eat what the fuck you want, nigga. Fuck you mean, son?
Yo, boss, let me ask you one last question.
Mm-hmm.
What you want the world to remember Busta Rhymes as when you gone in a million years from now? What do you want them to take from Busta Rhymes as a person, as a man, as career, legacy? What do you want them to take from it?
Several things. I think the most important thing for me that people walk away with is that I'm a man of principle. I'm a man of morals. I'm a man of integrity. I'm a man of respect. And I'm a giver and I love to love. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the most important thing that I want people to understand. Like, I love to love. I love to give love. I love to make people know that I appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's been a beautiful thing with the way I was loved. My mother and my father loved me for real. My family, my kids, I've been raised in a loving way, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of love to give, bro. And that shit is important to me, especially in a time where, you know, there's a whole lot of things trying to create obstacle courses and stop us from being able to show this love to each other. All this 6 feet apart shit and all of this, the shenanigans with the inconsistency of this information about this COVID shit. With all due respect to everybody and how they want to deal with that, there's no such thing in the planet that's going to make me stay 6 feet apart from the people that I love. I'm sorry. If I love you, man. And I'm going to show the motherfucking people that I love how much I love them. I'm going to hug you, motherfucker. I'm going to shake your fucking hand. Just as long as you ain't coughing and sneezing around a nigga. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think it's important that we don't lose that affectionate shit. And we don't lose saying it to each other and giving each other their flowers while they're here. And also making sure that we defend our respect, integrity, morals, and principles on a priority level, because there's a lot of disrespect going on around here. A lot of it with no accountability. So that's important to me. We got children, they need to see that. He need to be reminded of the significant value of that. They running around here thinking they could dish people and troll niggas and ain't no punishment coming behind that shit because you want followers and shit? You want niggas to just click your likes button because you did some weirdo shit that you think ain't nothing gonna come back to you behind it? Nah, we gotta reinstate what accountability really means because these kids need it. Last but not least, I want to be remembered for doing something that helps shift the climate in a productive way on a global level. That's real shit. That's why I'm so adamant about sharing information and knowledge itself. And I try to incorporate it in everything that I do, whether we regularly conversating on all of my albums. You know, it's not an accident that Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God, is coming 11 years in the making on 2020. It's important that people understand the thought that I'm trying to spark in this body of work. This album is coming out in 9 days. 11 years in the making is about to be shared with the world in 9 days. And when you take in this album and you sponge it up and you get the chance to live with it and digest it, all of these things that I'm saying that I want people to remember about me, you're going to take this from this album. And I hope that it empowers people while you have fun and you be entertained. But I also want people to know, too, because I love this thing that I've been blessed with as a gift so much, that I'm one of the most incredibly dangerous motherfuckers that ever touched this microphone. And we're going to give people a friendly reminder when they get this album.
It ain't just touching the microphone, boss. It's anthems, it's classics, it's underground shit. It's like, it's beyond touching the mic. You done did it in every aspect of Wiener, genre, Janet Jackson, Mariah, fucking Gabrielle Union as your wife. Y'all trying to kill each other. Yeah. You done did so much shit, boss. Ain't no way. I mean, it's just no way to explain it, bro. It's like I'm not gonna lie to you. To interview you, you was the most intimidating person for me to interview, even though you my brother, because your history and your shit is so fucking long. And this new album is gonna add a whole nother layer to that.
Thank you, big bro.
Because the new album's a classic.
Thank you.
They can say you my brother. I can say the new album's a classic.
Man, thank you, bro.
The new album is a classic. I want to shout out Showbiz Born Lord, DITC. I'm gonna tell you something you never heard.
Big shout out to the whole DITC.
Showbiz Born Lord. I'm gonna tell you something you never heard.
OC.
Right? There's a Joker moment on the way out.
Right.
Every Busta Rhymes album would come out. We had like a ritual. Showbiz would come pick me up and press play on Busta Rhymes album. We drive through the Bronx, Times Square, everything. He laughing to himself. He back to some, yo, he fucking love your shit. Me too. But I be like, yo, all the fucking time. He also the person who played the Illmatic Nas for the first time. So,
wow.
yo, when it's fire, he'll come get you and be like, yo, God, come on, yo. We take the shit off, put the cassette in. It's on. And,
yo, big up to Showbiz. So big up. Such a super big up to Showbiz, man. AG2. Super big up to Showbiz, though. Word.
Yeah. My brother, we love you too much. The album in 9 days. You see the movie I'm going to make is out of this world.
That's a fact.
T.I. already knows you want the smoke.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. T.I., let's do it for the culture. And let's just do it to just put the shit talk to bed. Like, after this, it ain't gonna be no more shit talk. We just gonna set the record. We gonna set the record straight, T.I., and we gonna motherfucking embrace with love, and we gonna give up the championship belt to who it needs to go to. That's that.
Boss, I love you, my brother. I thank you. I appreciate you, man. I know you don't do this for nobody. Shout out to our brother Nori. I know
Yes.
you're doing Drink Champs.
Yes, yes. And you know, I did say this on Drink Champs. We got to do a better job in honoring Chris Lighty's legacy.
I tried.
No.
Crack.
Crack. We all need to be ashamed of our motherfucking self, Crack. Every last one of us, we need to take responsibility. And it's cool because the upswing is we all alive and well and we can still get it done the right way.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm there.
Let's do it. That's that.
1,000,000%. I love you, Bus. Nothing but love, my brother.
Love you too. One more thing.
Okay.
I just want people to be clear. Again, Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God, October 30th, 2020. 9 days away. I salute everybody.
I ain't even gonna lie to you, your Bus. I see a T.I. Busta Rhymes battle on the 30th or the 31st, Halloween. It's about to get ugly in the streets.
Hey, yo, listen, T.I. got a new album out. Let's big up and congratulate T.I. for his new album.
Yo, congratulations, T.I.
Congratulations to T.I. And the album is scorching, and the new single with Little Baby is a scorcher, too. Matter of fact, give me a verse. Give me a verse on the remix, T.I. Give me a verse on the remix of the joint with you and Little Baby. Let's not play around. Let's work. Let's work.
Love you, Bus.
Love
Stay
you,
up, baby.